Morning everyone, it's Dr. Cortez. And today's ating lesson, retail management. This one is for our asynchronous lesson. For week number 1, we're going to discuss on the retail industry overview or the introduction sa retailing. And for those who are my new students, I'm Dr. Cortez. And those are my credentials. And firstly, we discuss the course description ng ating subject. Ito yung ating definition or the background of retail management. And if I may allow to read, the purpose of this course or subject is introducing you guys, students, or even if you are owner, manager ng isang company, you're going to be introduced sa world of retailing from managerial viewpoint. Kasi nga, retail management itong ating subject. And you are being trained to be managers, owners, CEO later on. But for the meantime, you are still a student, but later on, the application of the subject is if you are now a manager, supervisor, owner, CEO of one retailing organization. And we're going to study here, subject na to, yung mga elements that comprise the retail mix. Sama dito yung retailers, di ba? We know that in a supply chain, meron tayong producer, wholesaler, retailers, distributors, agents. Ito ang tinatawag natin yung mga players sa isang supply chain. And we're going also to discuss here the multi-channel retailing. Ito yung trend ngayon, di ba? We are not confined only on online, but we are using the omni-channel, or sabihin yun, we are using different channels of distribution. And also included here are the consumer buying behavior, retail marketing strategies na pwedeng gamitin, and selecting feasibility of a retail site location, and supply chain management, merchandising, pricing, store management, even the layout of your store, the design. Are you going to do customer service or the CRM or customer service management? And lastly, the trends, the innovations, the influence of technology na pwedeng gamitin natin sa a modern retailing. So those are the background, the description ng subject. And we also have the objectives of the program or the outcome, sabihin at the end of the subject, the end of the SEM. These are the things that you are capable of doing, explaining the role of retailing in the economy and its contribution to the marketing mix. So we have like 7 objectives, and hopefully at the end of the SEM, you guys are capable of doing this one. So I will take you responsible for reading and digesting objectives ng ating subject or course. And moving on, for week number 1. So the topics, the agenda. First, we start with defining retail management. And meron din mga issues or challenges sa retailing. What is the functions of retailing and distribution, retail supply relationship, characteristic of retailing compared to other ways of distribution, key to success in retailing, no? And the classification of retail institutions. So those are the topics, the agenda for this lesson. All right. First agenda, what is the retail management? If I may be allowed to read this one, retail encompasses the business activities involved in selling goods and services to consumers for their personal, family, or household use. Ating first sentence dito, may dalawang klase ng customers, di ba? Ito, industrial customers or the business customers and the personal. Pag sinabi nating business or industrial customers, ito yung they will go to the factory to buy. Kasi in bulk sila bumili, di ba? Maramihan. Pag retailing naman, we cater to those final consumer or household or individuals. Kasi patingiting lang silang bumili, no? By piece, dalawahan, tatluhan. So pag ikaw ay final consumer, you don't go to the factory anymore. Kasi malayo, waste of time, waste of money. So dapat there should be somebody that brings the product from the factory to the ultimate consumer like you. Ito yung retailing. Or family, or kumapag siya ng final consumer, ikaw na yung final na gagamit. Hindi mo na siya bibenta. So in retailing, it can be product, it can be service. Example, paano ba nire-retail ang service? You can do that by franchising. Example, you want McDo. You don't have to go to the United States to eat McDonald's products. Sa Pilipinas, may nagdadala ng McDo products. Those are the franchising. So, in retailing, it includes every sale to the final customer, ranging from pwede isang kotse, pwede isang apparel. So, depending on the size of the products. No? Pag yan ay mga apparel, so we go to the mall. We go to boutique. Pag yan ay mga sasakyan or vehicles, so we go to, example, Honda Cars, Quezon Avenue, Toyota, Balintawak. Mga distributors naman sila ang tawag natin sa kanila. Distributors or dealership ng mga sasakyan. It can also be meals, resto. Ito nasabi ko kaninang mga franchisee. Now, the key issues that retailer must resolve, of course, there are challenges. If you are the retailer compared to some wholesaler or distributor, meron din mga issues or challenges. Example, how can a retailer best serve the customer while earning a fair of profit? Right? Kasi hindi ko gumagawa ng product, but you are the distributor. Now, meron bang profit? Yes, pinapatungan mo lang yung price ng ng producer, di ba? Example, you went to a factory, then bigay sa'yo 10 pesos. Dapat mo lang siya ng 15. Kailang problem dito, yung mga customers na nagrereklamo, you can't solve right away. Kasi hindi kayo gumagawa ng product. Pinapasa mo ulit yan sa mga producer. Okay? That you also earn profit. The second issue, how can we stand out in a highly competitive environment where customers have so many choices? So since retailer ka, so marami kang mga kalaban and you can't do anything about this one. Kasi hindi ka pwedeng gumawa ng product kasi retailer ka lang. If you want to be innovative, limited ang iyong capability. Kasi ikaw lang taga-benta. Very competitive yung mga products na. Ang daming products na binibenta sa market. Like in online platform, di ba? Ang dami. Ikaw, taga-benta lang. Parang wala kang... Ang innovation mo dito, hindi sa product but on distributing. Pagandahan ng pag-distribute, pabilisan, hindi pagandahan ng product kasi you aren't the one who is making the product, but the producer. The third issue, how can we grow our business while retailing a core of loyal customers? So, yun naman yung sa dami ng products now, it is difficult to maintain a loyal customers. Kasi madalang magbago yung customers natin They can change their behavior overnight. Ngayon gustong-gusto kanila, but the next day, iba na yung kanilang gustong product or gustong seller sa kanila. Lumipat na. Pwedeng lumipat ng brand, pwedeng lumipat ng binibilhan. Sa business, important yung retention, loyal customers, di ba, sa binegosyo. Pag mayroong 100 na mga customers, it is important that you should retain 90%. So, out of 100, 90. Okay, so moving on. Ito yung pattern of distribution. Ito nangyayari sa retailer's role in sorting process. So one of the functions of a retailer, hindi lang pagbebenta but sorting. Sinabing sorting, ang daming product dumarating sa'yo and how are you going to classify? Ang basic natin sa supply chain, this is the supply chain. Meron kang manufacturer or the producer, then wholesaler, retailer, then ultimate final consumer or customers. This is a typical channel. Yan ay pinakasimple. Pwede nating dagdagan yan. It can be complicated, but itong apat na yan, they are always present in a retailing environment. Now, itong sa ilalim naman, the retailer's role in sorting process. If you can imagine, meron kang, if you are the retailer, example, pag sabing retailer, you are a grocery store, so marami kang product na bitbit. Now, ang pinakamarami, yung mga producer. Example, you have 4 producers or manufacturer. Hindi sila pupunta sa direkta. Kasi hindi ka naman pa ikaw tindahan, hindi ka man direktang pupunta sa producer, di ba? Pero taga-deliver sa'yo. Example, tindahan, may nagde-deliver mga van or truck. Wholesaler yon. Ang wholesaler, hindi naman kasing dami ng producer. Sa mga wholesaler din, sometimes they have 2 or 3 producers na pinagkukunan. Kapag ang typical, if you have 4 manufacturer, you have 2 wholesalers na nagde-deliver sa'yo. Ito yung sa mga tindahan, nagde-deliver, mga truck na dumarating, mga fast food, mga truck na dumarating, wholesaler or distributor. Then pag meron kang, if you are the retailer, meron kang mga dalawang wholesalers na pinagkukunan. So, ang kita na sa diagram na to, no? You don't have to go to the manufacturer. Pag tindahan ka, you don't have to go to the manufacturer to get the products. You let the wholesaler do the task for you and sa kanila ka kukuha. So, sa diagram natin, it appears that you are sorting different products, hundreds, thousands of products na sinusort mo from different wholesalers. And ultimately, it goes to the different customers. They like some brands. Yan. So, pag retailer ka, you are not only selling products, but marami kang functions din. You can be the sorter, the promoter, the seller, the troubleshooter ng products na binibenta ng mga wholesalers, ultimately going to the consumers or customers. Parang tindahan mo, yung grocery store mo, para sa sorting process, sorting place, area. Para hindi mahirapan ang mga ultimate consumers. Yan. So, nagpapato ka ng prices. So, moving on. Okay, so functions ng retailers sa distribution. You are not only selling but you are distributing. Yan. So basically, the retailers is ikaw yung intermediary dito. Ikaw yung parang contact point, focal person between the producer. You act as the intermediary. In the producer, wholesalers, and the customers. Yan. Parang you're the go-between guy. Then function retailers collect assortment of variety from various sources. So, ikaw ang taga-sort. You're doing the sorting process. Sa store mo, maraming products, taga-sort ka. Kasama yung mga different products, different brands, but only one feature. For example, milk. Daming gata sa iyong brand, sa iyong grocery store, but different brands. Third function, retailers must communicate with customers. So, you get the complaints, for example, feedback, complaints from the customers going to the wholesalers. Kasi pag may bumili at may defect, hindi naman kagad ikaw yung gagawa ng paraan dyan eh. Binabalik mo yan, di ba? Sa taga-benta. Then you tell them ano yung complaint or ayaw or gusto or suggestions ng mga customers mo. Shoppers learn about the availability and characteristic of goods, service, store hours. So ikaw yung nagsasabi sa kanila, no? Kung meron pang stock, yung mga features bago, kailan darating bago, anong bagong mga features ng product mo in the near future. And manufacturers and wholesalers are informed by their retailers with regard to sales forecast. So, paano ikaw na rin dito taga-forecast ng product ng ano? Ikaw magsabi sa wholesaler mo kung ilan yung ordering, kung ilan yung pwedeng maibenta next month, next year. Kasi you are the one who is hands-on dun sa mga customer. Ikaw maharap sa kanila. You're the frontliner pagdating sa bentahan. Ikaw nagkakaalam kung marami o kukonti o magiging konti o dadami yung mga orderin next month or next year. Kasi ikaw nagkakausap ng customers mo. Additionally, ikaw ang tatanggap ng complaints. Kung may delay, you are the one who will be troubleshoot mga defective items sa iyo bumabalik yan. Ikaw rin magkakaalam kung gaano kabilis yung bintahan. Example, isang product A, ilang araw bago sa may benta. And you tell them to the wholesaler. So, ikaw yung nagsasabi ng mga, ano yung product ang fast moving or slow moving sa yung inventory. So, many goods and services have been modified due to retailer feedback. Yan. So, additionally, one function with this is yung mag-suggest, magbigay ng feedback sa mga producer. Kasi ikaw yung sinasabihin ng mga customers mo. Pinapasa mo sa wholesaler, pinapasa nila sa mga producer. Okay? So, maraming products ang nag-improve because of the suggestions ng mga retailers natin. For small suppliers, retailers provide assistance by transporting. Sometimes, retailer din nagta-transport, nagsusort, nagbebenta, nagpo-promote, nag-advertise dun sa mga product na dumarating sa kanila. So, hindi lang sa taga-benta, minsan ikaw pa yung kukuha sana ikaw pa yung kukuha ng products sa wholesalers mo kung hindi sila available. And gusto mo may benta lahat yung mga products mo, so ikaw nang pupunta para hindi lang ma-delay yung mga products. Retailers also complete transactions with customers. Example, you provide location, convenient location. Example, you are a convenience store, you are a 7-Eleven, for example. No? So, kahit anong oras, 24/7, you can provide products na hindi pwedeng gawin ng wholesaler and producer. Yung mga neighborhood na natin, mga neighborhood convenience store, di ba? Kahit anong oras, pwede kong pumunta doon. And very convenient para sa iyo kasi malapit. Kahit anong oras. And of course, hindi ka pwedeng pumunta sa factory, for example. So, you can imagine pag walang convenience store, pupunta ka sa wholesaler. So, hindi na siya convenient for you. Some retailers also provide customer services such as gift wrapping, delivery, and installation. Ito ginagawa ng mga malls, di ba? Pag meron kang giveaway product and those products are for gift like wedding or birthday. So, these malls can do the gift wrapping for you. Minsan mga tindahan pwede rin gawin, di ba? Example, pag meron kang tindahan, mag-provide ka rin ng ganitong service, gift wrapping, di ba? Para complete package ka na. And lastly, to be more appealing, many firms engage in multi-channel retailing, multiple point. Same thing also ngayon guys, no? Yung mga tinatawag natin omni-channel retailing, ibig sabihin maraming channel, multi-channel. And instead of just a physical store, meron ka rin website, meron kang mail order, catalog. Sabihin ng omni-channel, maraming channel, maraming pinagdadaanan, or maraming ways how to distribute ang isang product. Yan ang trend now the omni-channel. Para wala talagang lusot, no? Yung mga bibili, wala silang alibay kung bakit hindi sila magkakabili. Kasi lahat ng channel ay ginagawa mo. Continuation, benefit ng more on the benefit of the retailers sa mga consumers. Alright, very obvious. Pag may retailers, the producer, the products can reach more customers. Pag malayuan, di ba? Example, you are the factory and you want to reach out customers in Mindanao. Hindi ka na pupuntang Mindanao, di ba? Kasi may mga store ka na doon. May mga malls, convenience store doon sa Mindanao, sa South. Reducing cost on the part of the producer, it reduces the cost. Kasi pag wala kang retailer, ikaw pupunta malayong lugar, yung gastos para sa'yo, transportation, salary. Now, kung may retailers, you transfer to them yung cost Sila na yung gagastos. Hindi na yung producer. Improve cash flow. Pag wala kang retailer, no? Yung pera mo, daming perang lalabas sa'yo. Advertising, transpo, freight, salary, na you are not sure kung merong perang papasok. So pag pure outflow, pag puro palabas yung pera, so that is not a good sign of a good cash flow. Kasi dapat balance, di ba? If we have retailer, it increases sales more rapidly. Napapabilis yung distribution kasi marami kang dealers, marami kang retailers. It focuses on area of expertise. Yan. So ikaw ay producer, you are not expert in distribution, retailing, no? So there should be somebody na expert in distribution or selling. Sometimes hindi mo kayang gawin yan. Mas sanay yung mga retailers, malls, wholesalers kesa sa'yo. So you focus on producing. You focus on production. The retailers will focus on distribution. Yan. So manufacturers also do operate retail facilities besides selling. So may mga time naman, no? May mga time naman na yung mga producer natin, sila mismo yung nagdi-distribute ng products, no? Example, Mercury Drug, they make products. They manufacture drugs. At meron silang sariling mga stores like the Mercury Drugs, no? Yung mga SM malls, meron din ganun kasi di ba sa mall ng SM meron silang mga bonus items sila gumagawa. Then sa kanilang store din binibenta. Let's move on the next one. Sorry. Retailer-supply relationship. Importance. It is important na partners, no? Partners silang dalawa. Okay, the retailers. We are talking about the store, convenience store, the malls. They are the last one before there's some supply channel, no? Ang last na pabagsakan bago mapunta sa final consumer are the retailers. Ito yung tindahan, convenience store. Yan. Yun ang focus ng retailer. So, ang mga manufacturer natin or wholesalers, they should be concerned about the caliber of display. So, itong trabaho ng you can focus on this one Pwede hindi ka mag-focus sa bentahan. Pag ikaw yung manufacturer pwede hindi mag-focus sa bentahan, you can focus na lang sa following. Example, the caliber of display. Sometimes you also check yung display ng mga retailers natin. Pag wholesaler ka, you check on the display. Although you are not involved in selling, pero it is also important as well to check paano mag-display, how do they serve the customer, store hours ng mga tindahan, reliable ba sila as partners. Yan. And you also check the retailers are goods and service resale, yung mga stand or shelves nila, yung management, consulting, and insurance. So dito ko lang magpo-focus pag manufacturer ka. Hindi na sa bentahan. For example, why are you concerned pag ikaw yung producer, why are you concerned about the store hours? Para alam mo yung delivery time mo. Or siyempre, retailer yan, tindahan yan, you also check on the reliability. Okay ba silang partner? Baka maya sinisiraan yung product mo. Okay, now the retailers and suppliers have different priorities. Example, ikaw yung tindahan, yung supplier mo, yung mga nagdi-distribute sa'yo, yung mga nasa truck, may mga van, may mga truck. And they have different priorities. They have different tasks or function. Example, pagdating sa control over distribution channel, yung supplier, he makes it a point na marami siyang taga-benta. Or he monitors dapat mga channel niya, mga tindahan, convenience store. And when it comes to profit, mas malaking profit ng taga-distribute. Yung retailer kasi, nagpapatong lang sila eh. Example, ang kuha mo sa supplier, 50 pesos. Papatungan mo lang yan sa tindahan mo, like 60. So, konti lang. Samantala pa ikaw yung producer, pwedeng mag-mark up ng like 30%. Example, ang cost ng producer, 50 pesos. Pwede niyang doblehin yan para makuha ang selling price. Samantala mga tindahan, kunti lang patong nila. Kaya pagdating sa profit, kunti lang profit ng mga retailers. Okay, retailers and suppliers, they differ on the number of competing retailers handling suppliers' product. Ang supplier, marami siyang hinahawakang retailers, no? Ang retailers, wala naman. Kasi so yung pinaka-last bago makarating sa final consumer. Product display, the retailers are the one who is displaying the product, but yung producer or supplier, he should also be concerned about the display. Pag supplier ka, huwag mo hayaang hindi mo chine-check yung tindahan. Kasi mag-suffer ka rin kung example, yung product ba, saan ba naka-display? Baka sa pinakalikod ng shelf o sa pinakailalim. So, i-check mo rin yan. Example, pag sa SM, yung mga product doon, iba-iba location. Merong nasa likod, may nasa harap, may nasa ilalim. So, hindi na makikita mga yan. Pagdating sa promotion support, of course, ang retailer, they are supported by the supplier. Okay? Ang supplier naman, I don't know if they are being supported by the producer. Kasi ang producer, tagagawa lang. Parang they are not concerned about selling. Basta ang producer, pag nakuha sila at binayaran sila, they are not concerned about anymore sometimes on how the products are being displayed. Payment terms, yung retailer, pag bumili ka sa tindahan, cash. Pero ang retailer, pag kumuha sa supplier, sometimes hindi cash. Sometimes on credit. So magkaiba. Sa retailer, ang perang tumarating sa kanila, kaliwaan. Walang credit yan Tindahan, di ba? Pag bumili ka sa grocery store, cash kaagad yan Pero pag yung wholesaler to retailer, sometimes utang or on credit. Operating flexibility, mas flexible yung wholesaler kasi hindi ka na-accept credit. Pero sa retailer, hindi masyadong flexible kasi dapat araw-araw nagbebenta sila. Samantalang ang wholesaler, he can deliver ngayon, pwedeng next month ulit. Or pwedeng hindi stable ang delivery. Pwedeng hindi stable delivery. Pero ang tindahan, hindi dapat bukas araw-araw. Okay, more on retailer-supplier relationship. Meron tayong tatlong klase ng distribution: exclusive distribution, intensive, and selective. Pag sinabi exclusive, suppliers make agreement with one or few retailers para magbenta. Example, ako yung producer, sabi ko, kayong 5 lang ang magbibenta ng aking product. Kayo lang aking pagbibentahin ng product ko. That is exclusive distribution. It is the common. But that is the smoothest channel or relationship. 5 lang kayong nag-ano ko. Example, pag sa Pilipinas, di ba, yung McDonald's, meron siyang exclusive distributor sa Pilipinas ng McDo. 7-Eleven, ganun din. Meron silang exclusive distributor sa Pilipinas. Kasi naka-franchise yan eh. Pag sinabi ng intensive, kahit sino, pwede mag-distribute. Yung supplier, they sell through many retailers as possible. As much as possible, marami magbebenta. Example, lahat pwede magbenta. So, intensive. Pag exclusive kasi, so, 5 lang. Okay, sa selective, pag selective naman yung lugar pili lang. Example, sa Metro Manila lang tayo magbibenta ng product na ganito. Dito lang mabibili, sa ibang lugar wala. So, selective distribution. Okay, so next one, characteristic. Bakit naiba ang retailers sa mga wholesalers o ibang channels of distribution? Firstly, the average amount of sales transactions for retailers is much less than manufacturers. Sabi ko kanina, since maraming retailers, yung transaction konti lang kasi maraming tagbenta. This no amount creates the need to tightly control the cost associated with each transaction, like sales personnel, credit verification, and bagging. Example, ako yung producer, then marami kong tindahan kong binabagsakan sa iba. Bawat isa, kunti lang yung amount na involved dyan. Okay, so if that is the case, since kunti lang, you can monitor You can monitor ang isang tindahan. So yung cost mo dyan talagang you can control. You can control the cost. Yung credit verification nila, you can control kasi hindi lang naman sila eh. So to maximize the number of customer, the retailer has to emphasize more on ads and special promotion. Yung mga tindahan since kunti lang naman yung kanilang dito profit, so dapat they will make some effort to increase the volume. And paano ginagawa yan? Or ads, the special promotion. Kunti lang yung profit, pero pag marami na ang bibili, lumalaki naman yan eh. Kaya lang, paano papalaki yung benta? So, kunin mo sa promotion or advertising. Para kahit piso lang yung tubo, kung 1,000 naman yung bibili, so that is 1,000 pesos. Ang araw. Alright, sa retailer, it increase impulse sales by more aggressive selling. You know, impulse selling, di ba? Yung hindi naman nila kailangan pero biglaan silang bumibili pag nakita nila. That is different from shopping. Ang shopping kasi pinag-isipan mo bago bilhin. Pero ang impulse, hindi. Kung nakita mo siya, saan mo lang maiisip na bibili ka pala. Example, taho. Ano pa? Baseball. Ibang baseball, hindi man pinag-isipan niya ng ilang araw, di ba? Kasi pag nakita mo, baseball, bili ka. So, impulse. Sa retailing, yan ang ginagawa, impulse. No? Pag nakita ng bata yung candies tindahan, bibili yan, impulse. Pag nasa tindahan ka, tapos may nakita kang naka-display, bibili ka. Si impulse. Final consumer, make many unplanned or impulse purchases. Ayan, pag final consumer ka, ganun nangyayari. So, large percentage of consumers do not look at ads before shopping. Pero sa tindahan, gumagamit siya ng ads. Ang shopping kasi, di ba nag-shopping ka sa SM, sa mall. Right? Pasok ka na lang bigla never mind the advertising. Kasi sa shopping kasi, di ba? Talagang pasok ka sa isang tindahan para tingnan mabuti yung product. Never mind the advertising. Okay, yung mga retailers, yung mga tindahan, they do not prepare shopping list. Basta, bili ka ng suka sa tindahan. Walang listahan yan. Okay, dadaan ka sa tindahan. May nakita ka sa unplanned purchases. So, kaya mga retailers natin or convenience store or mga sari-sari store, they focus on in-store display. Yung mga naka-display sa tindahan, mga posters, mga tarp, kasi it creates impulse It attracts customers. It's important yung layout ng isang convenience store or grocery store. Pag nakayos ng maganda yan, di ba? Papabili. So, dapat eye level daw yung mga products eye level. Para madaling makita. Huwag ilagay sa likod. Okay, the characteristics of retailing. Special characteristic nila. Retail customers usually visit the store even though all mail, phone, and web sales has increased. So, meron pa rin mga tao guys na they still prefer on-site or face-to-face na pagbili. Kahit meron ng online, iba pa rin yung online iba yung online sa physical. Pag online, nakikita mo lang, hindi mo nahawakan. May mga tao pa rin that they still prefer visiting a store. Convenience store, sari-sari store, mall, grocery. Why? That is the trend, no? So we can remove retailing. So tuloy-tuloy pa rin to. It will stay happen in the near future. Hindi matatanggal yung retailing We still love to visit stores. So many people like to shop in person. So why? They want to touch, smell. So ngayon kasi presently wala pa tayong mga gadget na pwedeng gamitin pag nag-shopping online tayo. But I know in the future, pag nag-online shopping tayo, because of those gadget, pwede nating amuyin, hawakan yung mga binibili natin sa mga online platform. But for the meantime, wala pa. So now, we still love to touch, to smell, to try on yung products na binibili natin sa mga on-site retailers. And still, why retailing? Kasi many people, they still want to browse for unplanned purchases. Meron pa rin mga tao na pag nadaan sa tindahan, namasyal sa mall, namasyal sa grocery, convenience store, may binibili pa rin sila at hindi nakaplano. And why? Why retailing? They feel comfortable talking a purchase home with them than waiting for a delivery. Yan. Advantage ng retailing on-site. Pagpunta mo tindahan, pag alis mo, bit-bit mo yung product. Going home. Pag online, wala. You have to wait for some days for the delivery. Right? Okay, so bakit iba ayaw ng online? Kasi pag online ka bumili, may magde-deliver sa'yo. Diba? They will invade your privacy. Example, isang araw, mayroon kang 5 delivery. Si 5 tao pupunta sa bahay mo. So, wala ka ng privacy. So, maganda yung ikaw na lang lumabas ng bahay, di ba? Okay, retailers must attract shoppers to store and consider such factors such as, ito yung mga factor na maghahatak ng ng tao sa iyong store. Yung location, pag nasa kanto yan, ako maganda. Pag accessible, pag neighborhood yan, maganda. Pag maganda yung parking, attractive. Pag malapit sa mga transportation facility, attractive. Pag yung store hour, convenience, pag ikaw inaabot ng like alas 12 ng gabi, cater to those working professionals, attractive. Pag malapit sa bahay, attractive. Pag maraming product selection, maraming naka-display, attractive. Pag parking, yan. So those are the factors that can attract mga customers sa iyong shop or store. Okay, ito yung mga key to success. Para sa retailing shop or retailing store ay maging successful, at least, no? Hindi natin sinabing sure bolt ng mga to. But if you're going to do this one, pag retailer ka, you can attract growth. Example, growth-oriented objectives. Always, pag sinabing objective, di ba? Nilalagyan mo ng amount yan or ng data or ng number. Example, objective namin for the next 5 years, growth 10%. Yan, no? So, talagang meron kang i-measure bawat taon. Kung umabot mo ng 10%. So, huwag kang mag-set ng objective na ganito. For the next 5 years, dapat mag-grow kami. So, paano mo ma-measure? So, lagyan mo ng amount para maging measurable. And you know the SMART objective, di ba? SMART. Next one, the products, the retailers must appeal to prime market. So, ang products mo dito, yung mga talagang convenience, di ba? Yung mga necessity available, hindi mga luxury, yung mga necessity, yung mga convenient goods, mga impulse, yan ang binibenta mo. Distinctive company image. How are you going to create a good image for your store? Para mag-create ng goodwill, di ba? Dapat reputation, you give something to society, you do corporate social responsibility, and so you provide solution, provide value. Okay, and focus kanino? O focus dun sa isang area, for example, or focus on a set of customer segment, or focus on what are necessities. Sama mo ng guys, lahat naman to, lahat ng company or retail dapat strong customer service. Kasi I believe now the marketing now is customer service. Kung maganda customer service mo, you can attract the market. Hindi palaging product or price or promotion na papa-attract, but good customer service. Next one, multiple points of contact. Ito yung sinasabi kanina, yung omni-channel strategy. Pag sinabing omni-channel, marami kang channel na ginagamit, on-site, online, website, mail catalog, delivery. Yan, para lahat ng possible customers ay pwedeng ma-capture. Kasi sabi kanina, hindi pwedeng puro online lang, no? Kasi kanina sabi natin, may mga customers pa rin na they love shopping on-site. So, pag meron kang online, dapat meron ka rin physical store. Alright, don't forget yung employee relation. I believe, no, na employees are not only partners but are not only employees but they should also partners. So walang magkakaalam ng mga strategy or bagong patas ng company or the employees. So that is internal marketing. Okay? So we retain. We should reduce the turnover. Pag sinabing turnover, yung pagpalit ng employee, iwasan natin yan. As much as possible, we should retain mga employees natin. And I always tell this one, always be innovative. Maraming ways of innovation. You can be innovative in the products, in the store layout, store decoration, store colors, store displays. Kahit yung buong store mo dapat innovative eh. Next one, commitment to technology. We can't avoid technology. We can't avoid change. No? So, time will come na yung mga technology yung gagamitin mo and you should be investing in those technology like robotics, like electronic display, like POS, point of sale system na technology ginagamit, swiping credit cards, accepting online payment. Yan. So, AI technology, AI advertising. So, dapat you should also be committing to technology. And don't forget, guys, community involvement or your CSR, corporate social responsibility is important. So, what can be done? Example, gift giving, food, mass feeding, pagbigay lang, no? Giving solicitation, pag may nag-solicit, i-provide an amount. Lastly, constantly monitoring performance. Ayan, that is part of management, diba? You plan, you organize, you direct, and last, you evaluate. Hindi pwedeng gawa ng gawa ng strategy. We should also monitor the strategy kung valid or still relevant yung technology or performance mo na ginagamit. Okay, and I know this one is the last slide for today. The different types of retail institution. We have 3 types of classification. We can classify retail organization into ownership. We can base the classification sa ownership. We can base the classification sa retail strategy. We can base the classification on whether it is traditional or online. We have 3 categories na in classifying mga retail organization. The first one, we can classify them into ownership. Example, the first one, may mga independent na retailers. Ito yung mga sari-sari store. Your neighborhood sari-sari store is an example of independent. The next one, mga chain. Ito yung mga chain na example, mentioning 7-Eleven, mentioning Ministop. Yung maraming store ba? Chain of stores. Meron naman franchise, no? Franchise. Ito yung example, McDo. Of course, that is a US-based company. But they do retailing sa Pilipinas through franchising. Meron ding list department store. List department. Ito yung mga... Ang list department, it refers to a section or space sa loob ng isang retail store rented out on outside party. Ayan. So, if you can imagine, ikaw ay nasa grocery store ng SM. Diba, paglabas ng counter, may mga kainan. Sa grocery store, yung kainan doon. Example ng list department. Nagbebenta ng kikiam sa loob ng grocery store ng SM. This department ang tawag natin dyan. Meron mang vertical marketing system. Ang vertical marketing system, ito yung producer, siya na rin yung wholesaler, siya na rin yung retailer. Yan. Kasi may mga producer na taga-produce lang, iba ang taga-distribute. Pero pag sinabi nating BMS, vertical marketing system, siya na lahat. Siya nagpo-produce, isang wholesaler, isa pang retailer. Right, and lastly, mayroong consumer cooperative. Ito yung common sa mga mga barangay, di ba? Mga example, hirap sa isang hospital, hirap silang maghanap mga products. Sa loob ng hospital, they created a cooperative na nagbebenta ng mga products sa loob para hindi na mahirapan yung mga customers, patient, lumabas. Yan. Yung second classification natin, ito yung mga store-based retail strategy mix. Of course, yun na naman, convenience store, 7-Eleven, mini-stock. Right? May mga supermarket naman. Ano bang sample supermarket natin? Sa supermarket ng SM? Ang pangalan yan? Hypermarket. Good Day Supermarket. Ito yung mga nasa grocery ng SM, no? Meron mga combination store. Combination store is a retail concept blend. Nagsasama mo dito yung different format. Example, Walmart. Pilipinas, no? Walmart. Not Walmart pa. Sorry, Walter Mart. Yan. Walter Mart, SNR. Meron mang box store. Ito yung mga food cart. Limited store tayo. Ito ang mga sa loob ng mga grocery store. Yung mga SM Fairview, pagpasok mo sa harap, may mga nagtitinda ng bibingka. Box yun eh. Hindi eksaktong box ha. Yung mga malilit na mga food cart. Yan. Siguro mga lang yan, mga 2x3. 2x3 meters lang ang lapad. Meron mga warehouse store. Dati mayroong mga Uniwide, no? Uniwide sales, that was an example of warehouse store. May mga specialty store. Example ng specialty stores, ito yung mga nagbebenta ng product, talagang isang product lang, like Apple store, bebenta mga Apple brand products. Pora, yan, bebenta mga cosmetics. Yung silang binibenta nila. Kaya specialty. Okay? Mga variety store naman. So, iba-iba binibenta naman dyan. Like sa sa mall, mayroon mga yung Japanese store. Pagpasok mo sa loob, ang dami binibenta ng different products. Na pang kitchen, ganun. Okay, and traditional department store, full line of price chain, off-price chain dito, mga tulad nito yung mga duty free shop, murang-mura. Okay, so yun ang mga mga sample. Ito naman last sample based naman to sa non-stop or non-store based retail strategy or mix, traditional. O pwedeng direct marketing, na itong ginagawa ng mga nagdo-door to door sa atin ng mga sabon, na Avon products. Yan. Direct marketing, direct selling tawag natin dyan. And of course, vending machine and the online store, the World Wide Web, online selling. So those guys are the types of retail institution na pwede natin gawin or pwede nyo gawin sa inyong mga company. And pwede na natin kung saan tayo pwede mag-avail yung mga pinupuntahan natin. Okay, and I know that is the last slide, and with that one, I would like to thank you guys for listening. But before I go, pwede mag-request to subscribe sa aking munting channel. And this has been Dr. Cortez signing off. Maraming salamat.